a 16 to 19-year-old in New York, the likelihood is 1 in 3 that he or she won't have a job.
The number of young adults out of school and out of work is reaching crisis proportions.
Some city council members and advocates are calling for millions of dollars to fight what they describe as a dropout epidemic.
The Way to Work, how can I help you?
The Way to Work is addressing the high school dropout crisis in this country by taking a small number, we'd like it to be more, but a small number of those young adults and giving them a second chance.
The best thing about The Way to Work is that no matter what's going on in your life, work, school, a child at home, you can still get your GED, you can still obtain an education for yourself, and before you even realize it, you're moving a step ahead in your life.
Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the rest of your life. I hope it's going to be a good one. New York State is saying the minimum training that you need to qualify you as a security guard is the 8-hour. But we're doing way more than 8 hours. You're here for 15 weeks. Matter of fact, when you're done with the training, you probably can take my job as the instructor. You're going to have that much knowledge.
The mission of The Way to Work was established by our founder, Walter Thayer, 75 years ago, and has been our continuous mission to provide services, both educational and job training and job placement for young adults who otherwise wouldn't have those opportunities.
Some people don't want to be here. They wish they could just walk right in, get the certificate, and walk back out. But you're in the wrong school. It's not going to happen here. While you're here for the 15 weeks, we know we don't expect miracle. But I want to see progress over the time, every day, improvement. When you come in, we expect you to do, improve on the time you show up for class, because the same thing for work. You have to show up on time. So remember, this is a job training program as well, not just your GED. And you're not going to come in 100%. But when you leave here, we expect you to leave 100%.
One of the most satisfying parts of being board chair and on the board here is that at each of our board meetings, we begin the meeting with a student's story. And when you hear that story and you hear what we have done for that student in terms of providing them with opportunities, you realize it's all worthwhile.
Well, this is a picture of Amber and a terrible twos. Don't let the smile fool you. She was quite mischievous at 2 years old.
My parents have been pushing the idea of us going to school and making a good living for ourselves on us since we were young. And I think that, we heard it, but we weren't listening.
Well, high school was a challenge for her because she had so many things and ideas she wanted to do, but she couldn't really settle on one thing and focus on one task at a time. So she would start a lot of projects with the best of intentions, but then get distracted and wouldn't finish them or wouldn't do them to what she knew she was capable of doing.
I was 1 year away from getting my diploma, and I kind of got sidetracked, and I got into a really bad relationship, and I had a child that I was helping to raise.
She wasn't a problem child. She had a problem year.
I chose to leave home and struggle going through a shelter just to appease somebody else. When you start living your life for somebody else, that's where complications come left and right.
When she returned home, she was a different person. She was matured, focused. We didn't have to ask her to go back to school. She was ready to go back.
The first day at The Way to Work, I had a lot to prove, and I just wanted to show myself, and I wanted the staff to believe that you know, they made a good decision when they chose me to be a part of the program. I knew that I was going to complete it.
A student like Amber will participate in our 5-month training program. On day 1, she'll get a career manager assigned to her. She also will be working with the instructors who will provide classroom training, and about halfway through her tenure, she'll be introduced to a workforce manager who will work with her to place her in the right kind of job that suits her interests and her skills. And the workforce manager will continue to follow up with her after she's placed in that job.
Okay, so what's going on with you? What's new?
The job is doing really well. Everything is going smoothly. I mean, I like
Are you
it.
getting there on time?
I'm getting there on time.
So let's talk a little bit about your hours. What are your hours now?
My set hours are 9 to 5, but I don't do 9 to 5. Sometimes I'm there till closing, till 10 or whatever. And I love my job, but I don't have time for anything else. And that's not going to be realistic when I start school.
So you have to first remember that this job you need, because it's going to help you make ends meet. So you got to make sure that you're not going to work late or you're not missing any days. And then you have to really make time to come here so we can work on your applications.
Yeah, I got to start working on my application like immediately because
For September, right?
yeah, I'll be so disappointed if fall comes and I'm not there.
And you worked really hard. Remember, when you were here, you worked really hard. You were here every day, and you got that GED. So now the next step is that. So let's just do it. But if anything occurs between now and then, please give me a call. Let's try to work things out. And let's stay in touch on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
What we do is more important today than ever. There's no such thing as a failed student, as a failed young adult. If you care, we will care, and we'll bring you to a successful place.
Things in school, I didn't learn nothing like this in school. Everything was just go in and do what you want to do, pretty much. Over here, they got rules to follow. You follow those rules, you become successful.
Why you have hoodie on in my classroom?
Cold.
No. Were you here yesterday when
I was absent.
Take it off. Take off. Do not let me say it twice. Take it off right now.
It's a transition from the streets to business.
Many of the students who come here, in fact most, have a terrible track record. Most of them have dropped out of high school, have done poorly in high school in every respect. We don't consider that to be a negative. We consider that to be an opportunity.
Between high school and this is very different. You can play around in high school, walk around the hallway, cut classes. This, you gotta be buckled down, serious. You gotta be grown about this.
Hey, Melissa, what time is it?
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Why are you so late?
I had to do something.
Yeah, but you've been late every day. This is not good. It's not going to work.
I did not have perfect attendance when I was at the way to work, but my instructors were really on it. They found me, whether it took phone call, email, Facebook. They found a way to reach out to me and make sure that I showed up.
Hello, good afternoon.
Got the spotlight. Show him real quick.
The young adults who we admit to our program are people who have come from an educational system that has not worked for them.
We all here for some type of reason. I was foolish. I dropped out my senior year. I was foolish, started following the wrong people, and sometimes you just make mistakes that you can't fix.
We want to make sure that each student knows that there's someone here who cares about them and watches them and makes sure that they succeed in this environment.
The teachers actually care about you, and they work hard to make sure that you understand the work.
So first we're going to make it into improper fractions. So the first thing we're going to do, 4 3/5. 23 over 5. I love that. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna make it a whole number, and then I'm gonna add a both.
The Way to Work program kind of gave me my final test. Like, if I can't do a 15-week program and get my diploma and accomplish something for myself in 15 weeks, something that doesn't take a lot of my time, if I couldn't do that, then there was nothing really else I would be doing myself. It was just a test.
I think our students are successful here and dedicated and devoted here because I think they understand that this may be their last chance to really turn their lives around and get on a better path.
If I don't get my GED or the security license, what they're offering here, I'm not going to be able to accomplish anything, and I'm not going to be able to be anyone, and I'll probably end up on the streets, and I don't want that.
I wouldn't pass this up for anything right now, because this is really serious.
No, I actually think I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm real confident. Real confident.
Well, actually, how I learned about the radio work is that I was a student and an alumni, and that's how I got my GED. And I was hoping that they were still in existence and could be of assistance for my daughter.
Amber's father, Albert, was a successful participant in our program some years ago. His willingness to entrust his daughter to our program is incredibly gratifying to us and is emblematic, I think, of the success of this 75-year-old organization.
You know, we need more opportunities for people to feel positive, and Ready for Work does that. And the way to work does that, and I'm really thankful for that.
Our biggest challenge is to raise the money to provide these services. It's ironic that during a recession, when our services are needed more than ever, and when there are more young adults disenfranchised and lost, we're having the hardest time, of course, raising the money to provide the services.
We offer a free program to 250 students. Each student, it costs us $10,000 for each student to be enrolled in our program. If we want to accept more students, we need to raise more money. And the fact of the matter is, there's over 200,000 disconnected youth in New York City that are out of work and out of school.
I've been here 24 years, and in all honesty, it seems as though time flies. When you're able to change lives and be an influence in people's lives, it's very rewarding. So time has gone by, and I haven't even missed it.
I love my job. I've been here almost 18 years, and I think my gratification is to see the kids change direction. It's awesome. So I just happen to work for the best agency in the city, and I say that because of what we do for the kids.
Before the program, I wasn't as confident and I was limited, but now that I'm done, I feel really good about my future.
All right, son. If you're supposed to see me, make sure you see me. Don't leave. Don't let me